single thing from it. There's no way that it was
they don't even handle like multimedia projects, or like, okay, they released the Fallout show, they had nothing to go along with that, no supplemental materials, no game updates to go along with it.
They did have the game update. They had the Fallout 4 update.
Oh, right, the one that broke the game.
Yeah, the one that broke everything.
Right.
The one that also...
so people wanting to play got, oh, the game's broken.
The one that people also were like, hey, it's weird that you announced this and released it the same day Fallout London was coming out.
Yeah, people were just
they're so no, they're so just accepting of their mod community that there's no way they would have purposely done that.
Welcome, travelers, to the You Know Y'all podcast, where we discuss every topic from the exoteric to the esoteric. Your hosts are Nathan.
Hello.
Storm.
Hello.
And myself, Liam. Guys, what are we going to be talking about today?
Fuck if I know.
Oh no, we got a couple topics, I think.
I don't know.
Just a couple?
Yeah, just like 2 or 3, you know.
Do you want to say what they are? Give us a quick summary.
So we got our planning trip about what we're gonna do in February. We got a little bit of that.
Yeah.
We got some something about social media. I don't know what. There's something about it.
I wanted to keep it vague. It's a negative topic on social media, technically.
Okay.
And then we got some like movie topics. I think we'll have a good discussion about.
So do we want to start heavy or do we want to start light?
What's considered heavy? The second topic?
The second topic.
Global thermonuclear war. Do you want to start with global thermonuclear war?
I think that is where we should start.
All right, so I'll start this up. Early Friday morning, the world awoke to news of sudden Israeli attacks on Iran. There are reports of at least 70 dead, many of which were high-ranking officials in Iran's government and military. These include the commander-in-chief of the Revolutionary Guard, the chief of staff of the military, a major general, and 2 nuclear scientists. Hundreds more are injured. Military, energy, and nuclear research infrastructure is damaged across the country. This came in the midst of ongoing diplomatic talks between the United States and Iran. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. Just about a week before, we talked about this, I think, last week, maybe as well. Ukraine carried out a similar unprecedented attack against Russia with those drones all over the country bombing. So in a short span of time, we've now seen 2 U.S. proxies carry out crippling surprise attacks against strategic nuclear assets of U.S. rivals. So,
all right, before you continue, are you telling me that when the Pope said he was going to start world peace, and now we have this going on? So the Pope is lying to the.
No. The fastest way to world peace is to kill humanity. Then it's peaceful.
That's true.
That is true.
I'm just saying. Have y'all seen some of the videos from where the missiles landed and you can see them explode? It's spooky. Yeah. So
coming to a town near you.
Jesus Christ.
I've thought about this. Have you ever thought about how easy it would be for cartels to set up depots of drones and storage container units and then just remotely set them off to go off and bomb shit?
Have you not heard what China's trying to do?
They're probably doing that right now.
No, they're making an aircraft carrier that's just for drones.
Nice.
Yeah, I heard that.
But so I get my information from Twitter, the best source. But so because of everything that's happening, someone was like, oh, they were watching the missiles hit, the city, and their response was, oh, so the Iron Curtain's not perfect.
Oh yeah,
that was their response.
The Iron. Did they really say the Iron Curtain?
Yeah, well, because that's what it's called technically. It's the Iron Curtain.
It's called Iron Dome. So if they
Iron Dome, I apologize. It is Iron Dome. That's what it was. I
wrong. No, let's say they messed up. Let's
yeah, sure. Let's play explain. But do you know how many missiles were fired? Roughly?
Hundreds, thousands.
It was 1,800 roughly. Do you want to know how many supposedly landed?
Not many ever get through.
17 is what was the count was.
That's your U.S. tax dollars at work.
So that's a 0.1% failure rate, we'll call it, because it did technically fail. Wouldn't consider that bad. No, I would say
that's really good.
Yes.
I mean, I would rather use the money for schools in America rather than anti-air defenses in Israel, but each their own.
Have we still been providing it, or I thought it was just a one-time thing?
Billions. I don't. Billions every year.
Every year for it.
And the thing is, people are like, oh, you know, if you might give like, you know, say billions in like aid. Like, okay, this is billions in aid for like, I don't know, schools or something in a country, but that means that's a budget that they would have been spending on schools that they can use on something else. So if you're giving them, you know, aid for schools, well, then they can just spend more of their budget on arms. So it's all interconnected, no matter what they say. Billions is billions.
So what you're saying is Liam should head our money spending for America.
I should be in charge of all of it. I should be in charge of all of it.
Just the world's economy. I mean, we were talking about this yesterday about how we should have or last week, the random vote backed currency.
We could do it backed by
votes.
I won't say that. I was just,
oh no.
We're gonna do it backed by the Japanese yen. We're backed by yen. Okay?
That would be terrible.
What do you mean yen is great?
That would be the worst.
No, the worst would be rupees. That would be the worst.
Rupees.
The dollars would be pretty bad.
People use currency from a video game. What the hell's wrong with them?
We're gonna be backed by Dogecoin.
It could happen.
I'd be willing to be backed by a cryptocurrency. I would say if we got like a sponsorship for like a cryptocurrency like sale, I would probably say I would take it.
I think we take basically any sponsorship.
I would not take a stake.
I'll say
I wouldn't do gambling.
$20. I'll say whichever you want.
No,
$20 is $20.
So with my pink Tesla, I thought about doing that, like making a business where, like, because of how eye-catching it is, selling out ad space on my Tesla. Yeah, I thought about it. I'm like, it would probably work, but like, it would be like $100 for like a month or something like that, because
get local businesses to put their stickers.
But I'm like, man, that'd be funny.
That would be funny. You eventually get it like covered in like hundreds of them. It literally looks like a NASCAR.
I think it would be cool, because it's just, but the issue then would be, it wouldn't be pink, and it's so eye-catching because it's pink. It would have to be like one or two at any given time.
Yeah, one big one on the hood or something. Yeah.
No, so you do one on the hood, one on each side, and then one on your trunk, and then that's it. That's all the space you get.
I mean, that's 4. If I do like at $100 a month or something, I mean, that's pretty good. I would be happy.
Yeah.
Considering I do nothing with it. It's just free money, essentially.
Nice, yeah. Who's up next?
Actually, I have one more thing about the Israeli thing. Have you the video? They literally have like the silos where they keep all of the Iron Dome stuff.
Yeah.
Just in residential areas, like in a courtyard of like an apartment complex. I'm like, I was so surprised to see that.
Yeah,
well, it's also densely settled. There's people everywhere. Yeah.
And it's probably just the best places based on how they can space it out.
Yeah, they have to. It's like an overlapping system. They have to have them in like certain positions, like layers.
Yeah, so that way
it's like
that way you only get 0.1% of the missiles coming in and landing.
There you go. It's pretty good.
It's only billions of dollars, but that's fine.
I mean, if you're not paying for it, why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
they don't pay for it.
All right, what are we ready for? Storm, are you going or am I going?
Spit it out.
I don't know. Up to you. We'll say.
You better say something, or I'm gonna lose my.
All right, so let's talk about the Xbox handheld, the PlayStation handheld, and the Nintendo Switch or the Steam Deck.
I've not heard of a new PlayStation handheld.
They made one for the PS5.
It's the Portal.
It's PS Portal, which came out a couple years
Portal?
ago.
Yeah, it's called PS Portal.
Heard of this?
It's an interesting thing where at first it wasn't technically a handheld. It was just, hey, your casting the image from your PlayStation onto your handheld. So you had to still be within the house. They did update it so it is, hey, it's like everything else.
So this also goes into another topic I have that relates to this. I don't really consider them handheld as much anymore. Because you had things like the DS and the PSP and the PS Vita.
Right, which were fully fledged handhelds.
Like, put it in your pocket, no one would know.
Right.
Go out somewhere.
So my opinion on it is they're still handhelds, but they're not handhelds at the same time, because sadly, as to power what we have now, they're gonna have to be stronger than what a DS was. So they're gonna have to be bigger. So they don't last as long because, well, they have stronger power components in them. And I mean, it's like they're still handheld, they're still in your hands. That's what makes it a handheld. But yes, I understand where you're coming from, where it's like it's not really handheld.
Well, also, with
how many people are using those? Like, how many people compare, like, how many people do you see walking around with playing a Switch in public versus like 2015, 15 years ago? How many people you saw with like a DS in public?
I never see anyone with walking around with them.
No one has a Switch. And I saw the
after high school, I've never seen somebody with a Switch.
I saw the greatest counter, how that works, so why people don't do it. Because now you're the asshole who's got to unzip your backpack, unzip the case it's in, unzip where your games are stored. Or if you're an asshole, have Velcro and you got.
Oh, I'm a Velcro guy. I'm a Velcro guy 100%.
So you're doing this in public. So you're being a nuisance to everybody who's making all this noise. With the DS and the PS Vita, it's in your pocket. You just take it out. People look at you and like, oh, it's his phone. Okay.
I love my Game Boy. I loved it.
I have a Game Boy and I take it all the time on road trips. Just play on it. It lasts hours.
Yeah.
And it's AA batteries.
No.
It's like, wait, oh, mine did. Mine was a Game Boy Advance. Yes, mine was Advanced. I used AA batteries.
No, you had the regular Game Boy, did you not?
I had the Advance.
I don't know. Mine has a built-in battery.
I was cool. I had a PSP. We had real games on it, not just.
That is true. PSP did have real games.
I never had a PSP.
I didn't.
PSP had some crazy exclusives. Like, I know, they used to do those multi-platform releases, and DS and Game Boy get some sort of watered down, it wasn't even the same game.
Yeah.
That's PSP would get things like that, but they were still actual games. But if they were crazy alternate versions with exclusive content.
Looking at Star Wars Battlefront.
Star Wars Battlefront, yeah, and
AKA Star Wars Battlefront 3.
Little Big Planet. They had PSP has some great exclusives.
Now, one of the biggest things why I don't consider the Switch 2 at least a handheld is you have to be connected to the internet to use it outside of your house.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope.
So
that's literally not it.
It's not a handheld. It's a console that you.
It's a walk around your house held.
And why would I do that? I have a TV I could plug it into. Right. Why am I going to walk around with it?
So as much as I hate the idea of having a handheld gaming console so much. There's part of me that's buy one just to take to work. So when I'm not working, I can just fucking play games.
Yeah.
At that point, just buy a Game Boy again and just play Game Boy games or something.
But I could just be playing Destiny 2 at work.
Why would you want to do that? Why would you subject yourself to Destiny 2 at work?
Because it's better than sitting there doing nothing.
Sure. I guess.
Which is 80% of my day.
Now, did y'all see the reveal of the new Xbox handheld?
I did not.
I don't think it's that cool. I don't care.
It only does. Does it only do Xbox games?
It probably goes to the Xbox
I'm not sure
library.
I'm not sure if it's is it doing Windows or is it doing Xbox?
It is by Asus or
whatever.
Yes, ROG. They're partnered with somebody.
Which they also already have a handheld.
I think.
Yeah, the Asus ROG whatever.
So I know the actual the standalone ROG system.
Okay,
can
so it's
play Steam games.
So it's select PC games, and if it's a game that's Xbox Play Anywhere, it's that.
So as long as it connects to the Xbox Live Store or whatever.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like, and it's at no additional cost. So it's not even a real handheld. It's more probably like it's a streaming thing, like how the Shield was back when they were making that. More than anything else.
It's closer to the Steam Deck. It does like run games on it.
Is it access supported games anywhere you go? No, I think this one is only a stream games from the internet.
No way.
Which is how the Switch 2 works now, because all their games are online or digital games.
Because it requires Game Pass. Yeah, so it's cloud gaming.
What?
Yeah, so it's a cloud thing. So instantly it kills it.
So every system right now, all these portable systems are all like cloud gaming systems. So that means they all need an internet connection, which means they're definitely not fucking like handheld portable go anywhere like they advertise.
Nope. Probably not.
That's kind of bullshit.
But no, we're talking about the ROG Xbox Ally, right?
Yeah.
It runs Windows. You can just run PC games on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
there you go. So yeah, it is like the Steam Deck. It is
a so it has a 1 terabyte SSD. So you can. Yeah,
I wonder if somebody's gonna have to do some sort of like performance comparison between the Ally and the Steam Deck.
I mean, Steam Deck probably still wins it, I would say.
I would think so.
The other ROG system, like their standalone system, Steam Deck outperformed it, and Steam Deck came out first.
So I thought I heard that this thing, when I first heard it, was going to be not exclusive at all. Like they were going to try to get PlayStation games on it, because Xbox is fully pulling out of the gaming, like where they're trying to have exclusives. They're just trying to get things to sell.
They want it everywhere.
Sony will never do that because it's Sony, but Xbox
they already have most of their games on PC.
Yeah,
it's running Windows.
But I'm saying
like what from PlayStation isn't cross-platform now?
God of War is, Spider-Man is,
Horizon Zero Dawn is.
Nobody gives a shit about that, but yeah, is it? I think it's that.
Yeah.
The Last of Us was a PlayStation exclusive when it came out.
Is now playable on PlayStation.
I think the only wait, you can do Horizon on. Isn't Horizon on Steam?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm saying that.
I think the only thing is Gran Turismo.
Yeah,
and no one gives a shit about that.
I give a shit about Gran Turismo.
He does.
The only PlayStation game I want on PC is Gran Turismo, and it's the only one they haven't done. I'm so pissed off.
See, the only games I want to come out from Sony that they won't do are remakes of their old classic games.
I want Destiny 3. That's what I want from Sony. That's a Sony game.
I want like Sly Cooper, which is a game I grew up playing on the PlayStation 2. I want like
they've kind of abandoned a lot of their older IPs, haven't they?
Yeah. And I want older PlayStation games to either just get revived, which the community wants. They want their old games to be remastered, and they won't do it.
No.
Did they do a Crash Bandicoot remaster?
Yeah, they made one. They did the fourth one.
Yeah, they made one. I think they did something with it.
They did a Spyro thing, didn't they?
Yeah.
So,
they did a full for Spyro.
A Sly Cooper or like an Ape Escape or something.
They did one for they made a new Ratchet and Clank game, so they brought that IP
they still
back.
doing those. I think that did well. Is that exclusive? That might not be on PC.
I don't think Ratchet and Clank is
a PlayStation exclusive game.
Ratchet
and Clank is a PlayStation title, so.
Is it not?
Since 2023. I'm
all right, then
Dang, and it's literally just Gran Turismo, which is crazy.
Get fucked.
Come on. It's much better than the other AAA racing games. It's not even fun.
No way it's better than my Forza Horizon 3, okay?
So much better than Forza. It's so much better than Microsoft's racing game.
There's just no way it's better than Forza Horizon, okay? Forza Horizon is the best game.
I like the Forza games because you have this car customization. That's the only reason I like it.
I don't say
Gran Turismo sits in this like perfect Goldilocks zone between like arcade racing game and sim game. It's so good.
Like it is definitely like if you want a racing game, Gran Turismo is the game.
Right. It's like if you want a racing game, but you don't have autism,
you don't want to play sim
setup. Yeah, basically.
To be fair, the only car that is like Cars is close to that. That's the only thing I would say is close to Gran Turismo in that style is Cars 2 or Cars 1.
I also like that Gran Turismo has like a lot of normal cars that you can race, whereas like Forza, it's all like supercars and shit.
No, I really hate that you're talking about Cars 1 and Cars 2 because I just immediately think of the Disney Cars games.
I know what you. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's technically called Project Cars. I apologize.
Project Cars.
I just always call it Cars 1 and Cars 2.
Yeah, not Disney's Cars, the PS2 game.
No, definitely not that.
I think I tried all the different racing games that are on PC. None of them felt as good as Gran Turismo.
I would agree. I mean, I never played Gran Turismo, but from everything I've heard.
Not BeamNG Drive, not that game.
I just like Gran Turismo. It works so well with a controller. It feels so nice.
Just buy a fucking steering wheel, okay?
Now,
what I thought of doing, I thought about buying a PlayStation just to play Gran Turismo. That thought is.
I have a PS5. I could just buy it.
Oh,
now, Liam, if you're a Gran Turismo fan, did you watch the movie?
Fuck no.
Why not? It's what you wanted. It's Gran Turismo.
Because I'm a Gran Turismo fan. I'm not gonna watch some shitty.
You wanted more Gran Turismo. They gave it to you.
No, I wanted Gran Turismo on my computer.
No.
I guess I can watch the movie on my computer. That's as close as I get.
You could probably emulate Gran Turismo.
Well, that's illegal, Storm. I wouldn't do that.
No, as long as you own the game, it's
as long as you own the game, and technically, as long as it's 10 years after they officially stop selling physical copies.
Oh, I'm gonna emulate Gran Turismo 4.
You still don't want to say that. You still don't want to. Don't think you should say it. Just don't say it.
I'm joking.
You might be able to legally do it. They still will hate you if you do it.
Yeah. Yes.
Like Nintendo can't do anything if people emulate their games if they own a physical copy of that game. But
you should really look into what like piracy laws actually like. What do they actually like stand for? You can really get a lot away with a lot of it.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's
in a gray area.
It's kind of why that that app, I have it on my phone. What's it called?
The
Delta emulator app.
Oh yeah, Dolphin and all those.
They finally Apple finally made it like able to be on the App Store because you can emulate old games like that if you own them.
Did you just do it just now?
I'm okay.
Did you just do it just now? Out of curiosity. Yeah, did you just choke? You idiot.
I'm a little too eager.
All right,
that's enough of that. Nathan, move on to the next subject.
Okay, we got some Cartoon Network shows that are being revived.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I heard about that. Oh boy.
So you got The Amazing World of Gumballs coming back for a TV show. Instead of the movie that was promised, they're making a new TV show. You have regular show coming back.
Hell yeah.
And you have a new Steven Universe spinoff.
Oh, I don't care about that. Dude.
I care about the Steven Universe spinoff. It's not what I want.
Liam, you would not watch Steven Universe.
Dude, I love Steven Universe.
You would not watch
it.
I'm
a huge Steven Universe fan.
There is no doubt in my mind you would hate that show.
No, he would only watch the Uncle Grandpa episode.
That sounds gross. Is that a child molester? Is that the nickname of a child molester?
No, that's how I feel about him.
All right.
I hate Uncle Grandpa as a character. He was a character Cartoon Network made only to be like in between ads, like in between shows or in between ads on Cartoon Network, and then they gave him his own show, and I fucking hated it.
What does he do? What's he get up to?
The show was kind of weird. He can kind of do anything. He's like a sentient being, but he's really stupid. And his name is Uncle Grandpa, like his actual legal name.
Here's the overview description. Uncle Grandpa is a magical uncle and grandpa to everyone, and he travels around the world in an RV on a mission to help people in any way they may need it. That's the word. Good Samaritan wears a fanny pack named Belly Bag that serves as his right-hand man as he finds solutions to everyday situations.
It's his mystery mouse tool.
Yes.
Sounds even like something a child molester would come up with. I don't know. I don't think
hold on. Even if no issue existed to begin with.
Yeah.
He's solving non-existent problems.
He will make problems.
He's making problems.
He causes the problems and then he has to fix it.
Sounds like a real asshole.
Also helping Uncle Grandpa on his adventures are Dinosaur Mr. Gus, Talking Pizza Slice Pizza Steve, and Giant realistic Flying Tiger, which by the way was an actual tiger.
Yeah, wacky, quirky, random humor.
Their primary mode of transportation, eternally optimistic Uncle Grandpa always greets the day and everyone he meets with a signature, "Good morning."
I wish this guy was real so I could blow his brains out.
Dude, I hate that.
Unfortunately, he's a cartoon character, so that's not a real threat. He'd survive anyways, of course.
That is honestly my least favorite Cartoon Network show, and Cartoon Network made some bad shows.
There you go, Liam.
Yeah, that's
disgusting.
It is.
Looks like it was something made by hateful Satanists.
It probably was.
Something evil about that.
Was it? Is it the tiger? I think the tiger is what does it, honestly.
The tiger was like only in like the end of the episodes.
I think it's that the characters look vaguely like people you'd see at a San Francisco Pride Parade.
I mean, I've never been, so I couldn't tell you.
You guys haven't been to a Pride Parade?
No.
I've never told this story. So believe it or not, I've been in the presence of a Pride Parade.
I do not believe it.
I was in Washington, D.C. on a trip, and it just so happened that day they were doing, it wasn't a parade, it was like a Pride festival. They'd taken over several city blocks. And you could see people walk into it. They're like shirtless, wearing like tight leather and shit, just out around in public, middle of the day. Kids walking around. You're dressed in tight leather pants, your fucking cock hanging out. Okay, that's cool.
Well, I don't think I've ever said this. I was in the presence of the George Floyd riots.
Oh yeah,
that was a fun one.
He touched us all. Okay, we were all in the presence of the George Floyd.
No. I was in one of the cities when I was driving back from Salt Lake City.
Yeah,
and it had just happened.
Were you one of those people that drew through a crowd of protesters on the freeway? You got away with it, obviously.
But... No. But so I can't remember what city I was in, but they had just started like arresting every single person that was at the protest.
Time to get out of town.
So everything was just like really quiet. And it's just like, what is happening? Like I'm walking down the street, just glass, like windows just shattered all over along the street. I'm like, this is an interesting time. Yeah, we got out of there after a day.
Good idea. Right. Good idea.
And the only thing I wanted to talk about these show revivals is...
Oh, I've got a question, actually. I thought Cartoon Network got shut down.
They did.
Yeah.
Who's making these? Warner Bros? Like, who's the production company?
Like, whatever Warner Brothers...
Like, I thought, like, the studio physically got shut down. So literally, like, where are they making these?
It still exists.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
We're losing connection.
Animation Studio doesn't. It's just been relocated to a different studio.
We got you back.
Okay, so Nathan, are you back?
Yeah, my internet's really bad.
So now it's not. It's not. It's holy shit! What the fuck happened to your internet?
Animations. I don't know. I can't tell you.
Tell your mom to get off the freaking internet. And mom, get off the freaking Wi-Fi.
Uh-oh. OBS is currently active. All streams/recordings will be shut down. Are you sure you wish to exit? No?
No.
I'm just not going to touch that till we're done. Just not going to touch it.
Am I back now or no?
Not really.
So.
Am I back?
That's
like a slideshow.
Yeah, my ping's at 2200.
That's pretty high. That's a pretty high ping.
Mine is 50.
Yeah.
29.
30.
29. I apologize.
Nice.
No one's even awake in my house now. It's just me on the internet.
Somerville Wi-Fi moment.
Yes.
You're just gonna out me like that?
Yes.
Somerville, Nebraska.
Actually getting DDoS by my own co-host.
Guys, he lives in Somerville, Nebraska. Okay, I gave it away.
But So no, the studio. So like half the studio moved to Warner Brothers,
Okay.
like the animation team, and the other half just got like let go. So
Bye, Nathan.
the studio in name, like kind of like Boomerang, the Boomerang name exists.
Okay.
But that's it.
Hmm.
Did I cut out there?
Sort of,
you're
but
moving
like
fast.
the words, it still all makes sense. I think we're getting everything.
Dude, you moved like lightning speed just now. You're like,
well, he's fast.
Wow. Crazy. Wow,
Sounds like my internet's probably gonna...
You're being possessed, I think.
Dude, he's being possessed.
Whoa.
Sounds like my internet's gonna die soon.
Thanks.
You know, y'all might need to clear the podcast for a minute while I try and leave and come back.
Sure.
I think so.
So I'll be back.
Let's talk about the most interesting thing real quick.
I swear to God, if you do your first topic, he's not here.
Oh no, I won't do that.
We'll talk about mine. I'll talk about one of mine. We're going to talk about The Elder Scrolls 6 and why I think they might have announced it when they did.
Theory.
So they sold themselves to Microsoft in 2020. Right. In 2018, they announced both Starfield and The Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, they're inflating themselves.
They were inflating themselves. I truly believe that they only announced Elder Scrolls 6. Bye, Nathan. Because they were trying to over-evaluate themselves.
That does literally, that makes sense. Like they're like, because it's been so long. Like, what other, like, why say anything that early? They haven't done that with any other projects. But like, oh yeah, we're just saying it exists. Like they've never done that before or since.
So I like how suspicious Nathan looks below us.
His camera's getting weird. You gotta save that one.
But
he's suspicious of Bethesda's shady business practices. Yes, he should be.
So, because obviously you don't sell a company in a month or even a year. So to do it in 2018, they're already probably talking with Microsoft and probably Sony at the time, realistically, about selling.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, we've got these two games. We've got the biggest IP. We got new installment of our biggest IP.
Ooh, yeah.
And also we have a new IP coming out. We're worth more because of this.
Billions and billions more.
How much did they even end up selling for? Hold on.
A lot. It was like more than like
how much did Bethesda sell for? They sold for $7.5 billion. I'm sorry, I'm thinking in 2018, before they announced Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6, there's no way they were worth $7.5 billion.
Star Wars sold for $4 billion to Disney. So you're telling me they're almost twice as much as Star Wars? It's insane.
There's no way. There's no way. We're talking about Bethesda, Liam or Nathan.
Yeah, business deals.
Honestly, shady business deal.
Definitely gonna die again.
It's very shady. That deal probably shouldn't have gone through.
Also, they thought it was worth Microsoft thought it was worth $10 billion at the time.
Oh, so they negotiated them down a little.
Yeah. Well, no, Bethesda. Bethesda was like, "Hey, we're worth 7.5," and Xbox was like, "We're worth 10.5."
More.
Somehow they ended at 7. Couldn't tell you how, but like, I don't know. I think, especially with the fact that it's now been 7 years since they've announced it, and we haven't seen a single thing from it. There's no way that it was.
They don't even handle like multimedia projects, or like, okay, they released the Fallout show. They had nothing to go along with that. No supplemental materials. No game updates to go along with it.
They did have the game update. They had the Fallout 4 update.
Oh, right, the one that broke the game.
Yeah, the one that broke everything.
Right.
The one that also
so people wanting to play got, the game's broken.
The one that people also were like, hey, it's weird that you announced this and released it the same day Fallout London was coming out.
Yeah, people were just
That which they're so
yeah.
No, they're so just accepting of their mod community that there's no way they would have purposely done that.
But yeah, like you think something like, okay, Star Wars sold for $4 billion. They always have like huge multimedia releases. Anytime one thing comes out, you have 7 other things to go along with it. Like Bethesda doesn't even do like merchandising well. They don't.
No.
Like occasionally, like okay, they sell like some like a handful of like I don't know, big ticket things, but like they don't do it well.
I also kind of forgot that they own Doom. I don't know why. They have a Steam Deck that came out with Doom, I would assume, but all their shit is just like sure.
Yeah, it's not good merchandising for a company that's apparently worth $7 billion.
7.5.
$7 billion. You have no merchandising. Yeah, no way.
Yeah,
horrible deal.
I think it was probably a bad deal. Yeah, there's like
absolutely
like no.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know why this thing is selling for what it is.
Yeah, it's insane.
Well, because they had 2 new IPs that were supposedly going to be coming out quickly.
A bunch of BS.
They can't make anything that comes out quickly. They can't.
What? When did? So Starfield came out 2023. That was announced in 2018. So that's 5 years. You're telling me you hadn't, and they started working on it when Fallout 4 came out.
Yeah, which was 2015.
So you're telling me you haven't been working on the Elder Scrolls 6 since Skyrim realistically probably would have come out. I mean, that's what I would have been doing, because Skyrim is their biggest game ever sold, I'm sure, still.
Right.
Especially if you're counting all of their other stuff. But even if you're just counting the original launch on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 4, I would still assume it's their biggest game.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't think Fallout is anywhere near as close. Maybe
no, they need to take Fallout away from them. Give it to a different company.
No,
they really do.
So
I'm sorry, Nathan.
My only thinking is
I think the same thing.
Is it really bad?
It's really bad.
Really bad.
You should try without the camera.
Bye, Nathan.
Bye.
I guess we'll see how this is. My talking better now?
A bit.
A little bit.
So I might have to not be here for the rest of the podcast.
Into a Starbucks and using their Wi-Fi after they close.
How am I going to bring my PC there?
Hey, just remember,
you stream from a laptop.
Just remember, you do have to pay for coffee now. You're not allowed to be there. Really. You're not allowed to be there for free now.
What if I just want a glass of water with some honey in it?
You're going to get charged for that still. You just have to be a customer. You're not allowed. They changed it where you're no longer allowed to just sit there and just be there.
Dying company. That's signs of a dying company right there.
I think when you order something, you have like 30 minutes or 40 minutes, and then you have to buy something else.
That's crazy.
So this all happened because this is I think a year ago now in California. Go figure. They kicked out a homeless man, and there was a lot of backlash. So they're like, we redid our rules, so we're allowed to.
I will say, I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago, but yeah.
Did we really?
Yeah.
Oh.
We've talked about Starbucks before. I don't even. How do we get on? All right, yeah. Talking about sneaking into Starbucks. I should have said McDonald's.
McDonald's
Go
doesn't have
to
Wi-Fi.
Walmart and get on their employee Wi-Fi. Probably worse. I don't know. Actually, it's probably pretty good. They probably actually handle a lot of data.
They have so much data. They have to have good infrastructure. See, now I don't even know if he's here.
Subject called my investment.
Whose
investment?
Mine. I am thinking about investing in an EV startup.
Okay.
Because I think it would be funny, and I know it's a market that's going to grow. The cars are interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me pull it up. I will send it in. I'll put it in the thing. This is the company I'm thinking about. investing in because
That's crazy looking.
it's an EV. I like and dislike the look of them. So they are modular EVs, so you can change how they are, I guess.
Are they meant to be like?
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
Meant to be like older style.
Yes, very much. At least the one is. The truck I don't know, but the other one is. Like their interior is full wood. Other than obviously the seats.
I don't like the truck.
No, I don't like any. I don't like how they look. But I'm like, they already have $50 million in sales before they've even launched.
I don't know. So, I mean, you might be buying the high.
Might be.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually like the van.
I like the van. The van's decent enough looking.
So the van, assume the Olympus that looks like the old one. I like.
I don't know. I'm looking at the stats for these cars. They're not as good as the EVs we were looking at a few weeks ago on the Cars special. Like these are just worse.
Yeah, but they're also the first ones, and they're much smaller than those other ones as well.
And
but they're more expensive.
What's the price?
They're worse, smaller, and more expensive than the Scouts we were looking.
The Scouts are also 80.
No, they aren't.
They were.
Were they? I don't know. Okay, but then the Scouts are bigger, and they have more range, and so. But I can't
invest in a Scout. I can invest into this.
Yeah, but this is probably a bad investment.
Maybe. I don't care. I think it would be funny.
Well,
I would recommend saving your money for a good investment. By the way, telling you to invest in a good investment, not financial advice.
Not financial advice. Now, this is a financial advice. We probably should have started with that. So they already have $50 million in sales before they have even launched a single car. They're estimating by 2030 to be worth $7.5 billion as well. That's hilarious.
Well, I also estimate myself to be worth $7 billion in 7 years, but we'll see how that goes.
Well, I will be, okay. So their current share price is $4 a share, by the way. $4.76.
Okay. So you're gonna buy how many shares are you gonna buy? You buy 1,000 shares?
100.
Honestly, at first I thought about doing it, and then I'm looking at these cars, and it's definitely not worth it.
These are horrible, Storm. These are horrible.
These cars are
fantastic.
Ugly.
It's fantastic.
You know the product does need to be good.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I will say the van is probably the only one I would ever consider. And even
I don't like the look of them. I admitted that straight up.
Yeah, there's just better fucking EVs out there.
Yeah, nothing about this is like the best. Like this doesn't do anything.
But are the others backed by Google and Nvidia? Okay, and Amazon.
No, that's a good thing.
Right? Yeah, that's my investment. I'm thinking about it.
Maybe don't think about it. Maybe think about better ideas.
No, man, I'm thinking about that one.
Yeah.
That's my investment.
All right, what do we think about Spaceballs 2?
I am excited but not.
Yeah, how what's the guy's name that's doing it? With the Mel Brooks.
Gibson?
No, it's Mel Brooks. Guess how old Mel Brooks is?
832.
98.
I was close.
Yeah, he's old.
I was close.
Yeah. No, this is not going to be good, I don't think.
I do like the fact that a lot of the actors are coming back.
Yeah.
So at least it's faithful that they're gonna be here. It's gonna be the same actors. No one's getting replaced, as far as we know.
It's definitely gonna be bad, just because it's all gonna be bad CGI. The jokes aren't gonna be good because they're written by a 98-year-old man. So
I think it's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be really bad.
One of us has to be contrary, and I think it will be good.
I think it's going to suck.
So
well, your opinions don't matter.
You're being such an idiot right now. Really? Really? You think Spaceballs is going to be good? What's wrong with you? Come on, man.
To be fair, was the first one actually good, or was it just funny enough to be good?
My thing is with it is pretty good. I rewatched like a week, like 2 days ago. It is pretty good. Which goes into my next topic, talking about what like era or like year of movies made really good movies.
The 2020s.
I think no, that is absolutely wrong.
What's she gonna say? You're gonna get an awful answer. Awful answer.
I think the 80s made a great period of movies.
My real answer would be like 90s to like the 2000s, I think.
Shut the fuck up, Storm.
That's just so nostalgic.
It is.
Though, because of when we grew up.
When did
but a lot of the movies I like were introduced from my dad from the 80s, which is Spaceballs. It's the Revenge of the Nerds series of movies. It's Real Geniuses. All like 80s movies, all the same kind of comedy, kind of sexualization in certain aspects, but like not sexual.
I'm gonna have to go with either 60s. I'm gonna go 70s.
That doesn't surprise me.
70s are good. You got so many really good movies in the 70s.
What movies came out in the 70s?
You got The Godfather, so there I won. Sorry, I just won.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen literally the universally agreed upon the best movie of all time?
No.
But I also got Apocalypse Now.
All right. According to the AI, according to the AI, it's either the 1930s, the 1970s, or the 1990s.
That's what
they consider the best.
Let's see. I got One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Amazing.
Okay.
Rocky. I got Rocky. I have Rocky, Godfather, and Apocalypse Now.
Okay.
Smoking the Bandit. We got Smoking the Bandit.
Okay. Now to support Liam's
Superman, we got Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
To support Liam's 1970, the notable films for the 1970s is The Godfather, Taxi Driver, and Star Wars.
I got Star Wars. Hold on, I also have Every Which Way But Loose, the Monkey Movie. I got Monkey Movie. You got The French Connection.
I still think 2020 is the best.
Planet of the fucking Apes.
I still think 2020 is the best.
Hang on.
All of the sequels.
70s, hang on. 70s clears everything. It's not even close.
Hang on.
I did forget all the stuff that's in the 70s. Nostalgia wants me to say 90s, 2000s.
At Serpico. I got Chinatown. Chinatown is a 70s movie. French Connection. Okay.
Done.
Actually, the 70s is.
I don't know most of those movies you've been.
They're literally all like the movie classics. It's all from the 70s.
But I have E.T.
Horrible movie.
I have Full Metal Jacket.
I beat E.T. to death with a 9-iron. Fuck him.
I have Full Metal Jacket.
I got Apocalypse Now is better.
I have Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Jacket. Roger Rabbit's probably that's probably the best 80s movies. Roger Rabbit, I think. Okay, your good 80s are
honestly,
Roger
I love
Rabbit.
that movie.
You got Terminator. You got you got a lot of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Stallone movies, and those are probably the best thing for that. But they don't hold up to the 70s movies. The 70s
I have
movies
Little
insane.
Shop of Horrors.
I got Alien. I got Alien over here. I have The Sting. The Sting. Zoomers haven't ever seen The Sting. It's probably the best movie that no Zoomers seen.
Okay.
Slapdrop. I got the Paul Newman Golden Era of Paul Newman. Clears everything.
All right. According to AI,
I have My Neighbor Totoro.
So according to AI, the worst 10 years for movies is either the early 2000s or 1980s.
I have Back to the Future.
I wouldn't call it the worst by far.
I have Back to the Future.
I'd put it second or third.
I have Indiana Jones.
This is what AI is saying. Okay, this is what the AI says. AI can't be wrong. Okay.
Yeah, I think the AI is
wrong.
All right, I will say, based on the knowledge that has come out that I did not know of, I will agree 80s is probably about third.
Yeah, 70s is pretty good. I can't lie.
What would you put second?
2000s, obviously.
Honestly, probably 2000s only because nostalgia. But I do think, Liam, you're all right. I do think 70s is above.
Yeah, I don't know if I put 60s or 80s second, because 60s has a lot of great dramas and epics, But 80s has so many great like sci-fi and action things. It's tough. I don't know. Whereas in the 70s, you get a mix of a lot.
Yeah,
of
I'd probably go 70s number 1, 90s number 2, and I don't know 3.
Jesus Christ.
I do have Top Gun though. I'll give myself that. I have Top Gun.
Yeah, that's what you got a lot of great action and sci-fi from the 80s. That's probably the best decade for action and sci-fi.
Yes, yeah. But come on, I have one of the best Studio Ghibli movies of My Neighbor Totoro.
I've actually not seen that one.
I've not seen a lot of movies, so I'm not a very good person to ask.
I know, yeah.
What's your top what's your favorite 10-year space of movies? I just don't watch movies.
Okay, what is your favorite? Okay, what's everybody's favorite Studio Ghibli movie?
Who is that? That's not even a joke.
Oh
what do they make?
Are you fucking serious? No.
Yes,
look
completely.
it up and be like, oh, these guys.
Studio Ghibli.
Spirited Away. They made The Boy and the Heron, which is
Ghibli.
New. They made Ponyo, and Ponyo for the year it came out was my favorite for a long time because it's a 2008 movie. But
the year you were born.
No. But if I'm thinking my favorite Studio Ghibli movie, it's probably Spirited Away.
Yeah, I've never seen any of these movies.
My top is Princess Mononoke. Or how do you pronounce it? Mononoke?
Mononoke.
Mononoke.
Yes, that.
Oh, actually, my second I'd say is their first movie, Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. So good.
I've never seen any of these.
And I think third, I put The Wind Rises.
So
I don't watch animated movies.
So I have not seen all of them. I've seen Spirited Away, People in the Sky, Howl's Moving Castle.
Nathan and I have each seen like completely separate Studio Ghibli movies. We don't have any crossover on these. This is actually hilarious.
Hey,
I've
seen, and I'm over here seeing none of them.
Sure, how you watch anime, right? You've watched anime.
He doesn't watch old anime.
I watch old anime TV shows from like the 80s and 90s, but I've never watched. I don't watch movies. I don't watch anime movies.
Why?
I just don't.
It's the best. Studio Ghibli is the best anime. It's not even a competition. It's not even close.
That's what I've heard.
Not even close.
That's what I've heard. Well, technically, they only have 40% of the top 10 anime movies or Japanese anime movies. Just saying, only 40% of them.
Only 40%.
All right, now what's the percentage between every other company that has it?
I don't know. I just saw that they had 4 of the 10.
Each. What's the top 10 list you're looking at? Say.
Oh, I don't know. I just saw. I don't actually even know where I saw that.
He's just saying shit.
No, I saw it. I saw it, but I now don't know where it is in this Wikipedia article. 4 of the studios. Okay, hold on.
Wikipedia.
All right, so why is number 1 a Demon Slayer movie that came out in 2020?
Hang on, I'm going to Rotten Tomatoes right now. We're gonna get a
so number 2 is Your Name.
Voted on.
Number 3 is Spirited Away. Number 4 is Suzume. Number 5 is The Boy and the Heron. Number 6 is The First Slam Dunk. Number 7 is One Piece Film Red. 8 is Howl's Moving Castle. 9 is Ponyo. 10 is Jujutsu Kaisen 0.
Probably one of the worst lists I've ever heard of. Like any.
This is the top 10 grossing movies, Japanese anime.
Right, I'm gonna do based on Rotten Tomatoes percentage on my list. Okay. You ready for it?
Yeah.
The Tale of Princess Kaguya came out in 2013.
Never heard of that.
Only Yesterday, 1991. Both of those have 100%.
Okay, those are.
Then you have The Grave of the Fireflies, which is a Studio Ghibli movie.
That one's supposed to be really good.
But it's rated number 3, and it has no. It has 0 rating on Rotten Tomatoes. It's number 3 on the list.
It's not rated is like the maturity.
No. I mean, it doesn't have a tomato meter. Like,
it doesn't have a Rotten
Tomato. Yeah, it doesn't have a Rotten Tomato score.
What does that mean?
Like, there's no score.
Means it's not real.
That's the one about the atomic bombing. That one's supposed to be really good.
Then you have the first.
I see why it has no rating.
Yeah.
The fourth one on the list is the first Slam Dunk movie. Then you have Your Name, Jujutsu Kaisen 0, Demon Slayer, Kiki's Delivery Service,
That was actually
The
sick.
Corner of the World, and then The Boy of the Heron is number 10.
By the way, I want you to know the grossing of it. Demon Slayer literally gaps the next one.
Oh yeah. Oh
How
yeah.
much did the Demon Slayer movie make?
$500 million.
Really?
Also,
Your Name
just-
is $405 million.
Big gap there.
That's the Mugen Train one, right?
Oh.
The Mugen Train. You got to tell me which Demon Slayer movie it is. There's more than one.
Kimetsu no Yabi.
Yes,
the movie Mugen Train.
So that's the one that became the second season after the movie came out.
Okay.
So they did it. So instead of doing just the season, they made a movie to encompass the whole season, and then just did the season afterward. So
and also, I haven't watched anime in so long.
So
No,
even
that's not true.
normies watch Studio Ghibli because it's actually good.
I just don't watch anime anymore. I don't have time.
You don't have time to watch movies?
No.
Dude has time to like
Storm,
grind
you
out
don't-
MMOs. He's like, I don't have time.
Yeah,
to
that's
watch
where all my
movies.
time
I have to
goes.
grind out more Geeple Goopers on Final Fantasy 14.
Dude, I'm mining fucking 10,000
I
ores,
have to mine
okay?
10,000
For an
Geeple Goopers
achievement.
on Final Fantasy 14, guys. I don't have to watch.
Specifically, level 50, 41 to 50 items.
Your time would be much better spent just marathoning the Studio Ghibli.
No. What he needs to do is, while he's doing that, is just to have those Studio Ghibli movies on next to him.
No, you gotta give him your full attention.
Of his multiple monitors.
No,
we can't.
No,
wait,
what
I could watch.
hands off.
I could watch
hands off, so he can't play MMOs, so he has to watch movies.
I could watch 5 at once.
No,
Thoughts?
no.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Make sure you put Subway Surfers on one of the monitors, though. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to pay attention.
That's what I should do. I should see if I can like change like the background, the black background. I can't do it because of you on this episode, but change the background to be Subway Surfers.
Can you set your green screen to be Subway Surfers?
I could, yeah.
That'd be funny.
He could.
Hold on. All right, we're gonna. Oh wait, no, it won't show up on here. Okay, so I won't do that.
Right, we have 2 topics left. We can either wait because it's been almost an hour.
Yeah, I think we could hold off on some of these. Just call it there, maybe.
I could talk about the social media stuff real quick.
Okay, bring up the social media thing.
Okay, I think social media is bad. I'll say it, and
what a hot take. Fuck you! I think it's great. You're a piece of shit, and you're wrong. You're such an idiot.
The first topic I'm going to talk about is the fact that because of social media, because of mainly YouTube, more than anything else, you just can't say kill or die anymore. I think that's so cringe where you have to say unalive.
Oh, you're right. That is dumb.
Or like where like gun gets censored or shit like that. I think that is the cringiest shit ever. Just say it.
Dude, we gotta blow their heads up.
Like
in Minecraft,
they have the means to just say, hey, they curse in this. Right. Make it like kids can't watch it, but
then they kill the AdSense on
they
it.
have YouTube.
It doesn't. It doesn't though.
Doesn't?
No.
Doesn't? Oh.
No.
I thought that was the excuse.
No.
I think this is all because some Swedish man said a funny word on a bridge.
I legitimately, and every single episode I upload of this, I have to say, hey, this is not made for kids. Doesn't change anything on my end.
It's a YouTube thing. You have
the YouTube thing. You should be that it's not for kids. You should have to click that it is for kids.
Yes, you should.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
So the fact that I can't say, oh, I'm gonna kill this guy, I have to say I'm gonna in a game. We'll say
let's kill this bitch in a game.
I have to say I'm gonna unalive this guy, or like when like they're talking about a story and they like a news article and they go, this person unalived this other guy. I'm like, just fucking.
Was I supposed to say 70 people got unalived by the Israelis?
No, legitimately, that's what I heard the other day.
That's
essentially,
insane.
Yeah.
Not the Israeli, obviously, but I'm like, I literally losing my mind.
Now, my other thing is like when the cursing policy first came out, where you weren't really allowed to curse on YouTube anymore. People started saying fork and like words that sounded like curse words, but weren't.
But so
it's
it's
the same.
Yes,
it's the same argument.
It's cringe. It's cringe. It's cringe, and I don't like it. So technically, this is 2 topics. The other thing is, I think social media is actively destroying people.
No, it is absolutely.
In the sense of,
as in literally destroying people.
Yeah, but no, in the sense of they care so much about social media that they're like, oh, if I'm perceived wrong, it's bad. Right. Social media doesn't fucking matter at all.
Right. Yeah.
It's like and then also the ability to just the ability to just be like, oh, this person says something I didn't like. We should cancel him. I'm like,
no, someone disagrees with me. No.
So I'm like, oh my god.
No, there is like a physical argument for this, not about social media specifically.
You're right.
But about
social media, fights on social media should end up in a UFC ring. I agree.
That's not what I was saying. But I was saying
a physical fight. What do you mean?
No, I'm saying a physical thing that's happening because of like screens and stuff. Kids nowadays are becoming more and more nearsighted, which is physically harming our evolution.
Tons of kids with glasses.
Yeah, it's harming our evolution because we're not using our eyes for distance like when we went outside and did things.
So the other
I didn't
thing,
consider that.
And we're not getting enough sunlight into our eyes, so we're actually like losing color of certain things.
What? That's crazy.
So the other thing is, so just because, as bad as it sounds, I watch YouTube Shorts. Going against what I'm saying here, by the way.
I always feel bad when I watch them. Like, no, stop.
No, I want to completely try to cut them out, but I'm like,
I wish there was a setting to make it not show up.
Yes.
Yes.
But I somehow get onto like teacher shorts where like teachers are just talking about their kids, and they literally say they don't know how to read. They can't read anymore.
Nope.
I'm just like, oh my god.
They can't read.
So there's a lot of teachers who are quitting because they're like, there's no point. We can't teach them.
They can't. Yeah, kids are too dumb.
It's because screens. We honestly, I think you need it. Like the same reason why you can't have a social media account until you're 13. You shouldn't have a screen in front of you until you're 13.
So so that's my thing. I know when I have kids, like they will not have a phone before they're 13. I just can't do it.
I know, it's insane. Yeah.
I hate seeing kids, like especially like 5-year-olds, 4 or 5-year-olds, who are like have their own phones. When I went to go pay my property taxes on my car, empty place, of course, but a mom and a kid comes in, and then mom sits down, the kid sits down, and the kid goes, "Give me your phone." And the mom was like, "No, I need it." And he goes, "No, give me your phone. Give me your phone." I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck is happening?
You know, this is when you go back to how like we were raised, and you just sit there quietly and wait.
Right? People just can't sit quietly no more.
No, it's because you give them an iPad. They're more dependent on the iPad than being around their parents.
Yeah.
Yes, it's an actual issue. It's
honest. There's been studies done that kids are more angry because they're raised with screens. They throw more tantrums, and parents can't deal with it because the kid isn't reliant on their parent. They don't listen to their parent. They listen to the screen.
They're getting raised on rage bait online.
It comes down to my favorite saying, and something I've said to my friend who has a child: raise your kids, spoil your grandkids. Spoil your kids, raise your grandkids.
That's actually a great.
It's my favorite saying because it's the truth. It's so true.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, like when I get kids, they're getting raised like how I was. The internet will be there. They won't have access they will never have full access to it. They can watch TV, but they'll watch like 2000s movies.
I don't want to go that far, personally,
they're not watching this new shit coming out.
Kids don't even watch TV. They watch Brain Rot on YouTube.
They're not watching that either.
Yeah.
Like I'm
impossible to even deal with.
My idea was give them a box of like assorted computer parts. You're like, okay, if you can make a computer at this, then you can use it.
So like I won't, like, just because I use technology every day, and I can't be like, you can't use technology, especially if like I like work from home on a computer.
A lot of people they're on it all day, but they don't actually know how to use it. I was talking to a professor that teaches a computer class, and he was talking about it's the worst class he's ever had. They don't know how to use the file system.
What?
At all.
What does that mean?
They don't know how to use the file system.
Well, what?
Because they've been raised on iPads, which you don't need to use a file system. You're not using a C drive. You're not using different drives and things. You're just doing everything on your device with its, and it's all in the cloud. They do things in the cloud. It said they don't know how to use a file system on Windows.
Oh my god,
it's insane.
No.
They don't. They literally they know how to use a tablet and apps on it. They don't know how to use a computer. They're not computer literate.
Somehow we have
backsliding.
Us, like our age group, has somehow ended up in the perfect area where we understand technology so well.
Yeah.
But the people like our age groups before us, they don't. Like when I say our age group, I do mean anyone from like probably 20 right now to about 35, maybe around that range.
Yeah.
Is what falls under this. Anything before and after that, they just don't understand. And apparently,
it's the difference between people raised on a home computer and people raised on a tablet.
Yes.
Because if you're doing things on a computer, sometimes things don't work. You got to learn how to fix it. Whereas a tablet, it's just like ding, 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 ding.
Or hey, I'm gonna take it to the store and they'll fix it.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand how they don't even know how to search well. Like they don't know how to search things up.
Yeah, like, that's why the AI searches. So people don't even use like a search engine. They just put a question to like an AI because people never really learned that like a search engine, you don't like ask it questions. That's not how a search engine is supposed to work.
Yeah, I mean,
now, Storm, are you really surprised about all this when you talked about people couldn't order at Subway?
No,
are you really surprised?
People are dumb.
Overlap.
Yeah. To be fair, those people were 23 or so.
So it goes against your argument.
Well, that.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. There are people in our age range that actually don't know how to use a computer.
No, yes. Yeah. But like it's like I can't understand how people, because it's becoming such a mainstream thing where everyone needs to know how to use a computer.
Yep.
How people aren't willing or just don't go research and learn how to do it.
Yeah, they have no clue how to use a computer.
I have never researched how to use it. I just grew up using one.
You grew up with it, yeah.
Yeah, so you don't have to, but like other people, like my brother doesn't know how things work. The amount of times that he comes and asks me things that are like, I'm like, just look it up.
Like, the asking questions. Like you have all
the information,
the knowledge of all of humanity at your fingertips, and you're asking me a fucking question. He came
to me the other day and goes, "Hey, what's a good pair of headphones that are like $100?" I'm like, I don't know.
Christ. Yeah, there's probably thousands, tens of thousands of hours of people talking about that subject. Almost.
So I literally went, look at Sennheiser, because that's what I use. I use Sennheisers. Right, my brother uses Sennheisers. You used to use Sennheisers. I know. I'm like, Sennheisers are good.
Yeah, they sound the best for sure.
They're my go-to.
Unfortunately, my head is too fat for them.
Yeah.
They need to make an American size Sennheiser.
Sadly, mine are. I had to replace my caps, my ear muffs.
Yeah.
Not stock.
Dang.
But I think social media is a bad thing and all things.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad. And then
you probably put the people that run social media companies into some sort of fun camp or something. I don't know.
Well, no. See, we already did that, and we talked about it. Elon already did his thing. He was in fun camp with President Trump. That was his fun camp. Okay.
I mean a different sort of fun camp. But yeah.
By the way, going to that topic real quick, I don't know where Elon is standing right now because he's kind of fence sitting. The whole
he's trying to figure out what group's going to accept him back in.
None of them. None of them do.
like he goes like there's sometimes like where he goes, yeah, he's making good points, and other times you get then an hour later he goes, I don't know about this Trump guy.
Yeah, a certain point when you're a public figure like that, you kind of just need to sometimes keep your mouth shut and things and just pick a side.
Yes.
That's kind of just part of what being professional is keeping your mouth shut sometimes.
Yeah, he can't do that.
Which is what I do. I always
just gotta go along with things sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Where I'm like, look, it's just easier also to just be like, okay.
Yeah.
Professional, easier. I mean, oh my God.
People like you better for it.
Yeah. That's the only part that really matters. Learn how to
manipulate. How much people like you?
Hey, learn how to manipulate people to do what you want.
True. It's true.
That's what I did. not even a joke.
Why do you think the rest of us are here?
Yeah, because I manipulated them.
All right,
nothing,
you guys ready to call it there?
Nothing was funnier than the time I manipulated it to go to Waffle House.
That was funny. That was funny. Is that the time it was closed?
No, they were busy.
Right. Are we ready for me to close this out?
I think we're good to call it.
I'll read the outro. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. You can find the No Deal Podcast everywhere you listen to podcasts, Apple, YouTube, Spotify, or your favorite podcast feed. Safe journeys.
Oh,